welcome to my 1 year lock video. And I am super excited about this milestone. It felt like this whole year went by really, really quickly. And I don't know, I have like a couple of reflections through having locks for 1 year. So I wrote them down and I'm going to talk about it with you guys since this is part of my journey in life. And then I'll show you how my locks are doing. Besides, just seeing them right now. But yeah, I'll show you up close what they're looking like now. Stay tuned. Because it is my 1 year update, I decided to jot down a couple of reflections that I've had throughout the year and wanted to kind of share that with you guys. And this is my lovely book that I wrote it in. Thank you, Michaels. So the first bullet point that I wrote was being patient. That was the first lesson I learned with my locks. Not only was this a struggle I had in the past with trying to sit back and enjoy more things in life and not be so impatient about whatever was going on. I still have moments, of course, but it's been much better than what it was back then. And besides that aspect, I also learned to be patient with how I wanted my hair to form. Being used to like fixing and manipulating my hair a lot when it was curly, I wanted it to look a certain way and I wanted it to be presentable for people. That's how my family was. Like, we always made sure when there was like any family gathering or if we had people coming over the house or something, like everything had to look tidy. Not only like house aspect, but like yourself. You need to be presentable for people. But it was an interesting process to go through with just allowing my hair to do what it wanted and like whatever it wished to do instead of trying to manipulate it and make it look a certain way. I didn't have to fixate on how it was going to look every day when I had my locks. Since I went the natural route, like I just allowed it to be whatever it wanted. I didn't have to continuously say, okay, this is what I got to do to it today to make it look this way. Like I just allowed it to be. As my locks matured, I played around with hairstyles, of course, but because I went the natural route, I didn't give myself the option to have any say-so with how my locks were going to look. What I am happy about is that I went with the natural freeform route. Of course, there's many different ways to create your locks. It depends on the person and whatever works best for them. Everyone has their way of doing it. But I'm glad I went the natural freeform route for myself, because it gave me the freedom to stop obsessing with my looks for other people to see. And it gave me, the assurance to grow completely okay with a natural state as a person. I always used to wear makeup, and like I explained, like, had to present myself because that's just how I was brought up and raised. But like, I was able to grow completely okay with me being in a natural state as a person, as a female, as, a human. And like being able to relearn the difference of what the standards are for society, for beauty, versus what I think is beautiful, to feel more connected to how I feel as a person, but wasn't able to show that before because of, the way I was brought, which, I'm not shunning the way I was brought. Like, I'm happy the way I was brought, but because of that, the way I was raised, I was able to go down this path and like learn for myself of how I want to be as a person, and because of having my locks, it's allowed me to show more my personality and shine with my locks. Like I feel more connected to it. Even my best friend Rowan, hey Rowan, has even said like her reflections with seeing my first year with my locks, like, feeling more positive about the world. Like I've always been a positive person, but having my locks, like, I don't know, it's opened different things for me to think about. And another point was given the privilege of learning something completely new that I didn't know about, but I was curious about, what were locks, and like, I was able to learn, not just how they're created, but like the history behind them, and actually get into learning the whole aspect of the locks, even like the controversy that we still face around them today, and understanding the many ways of creating locks, and seeing the many beautiful individuals that can have locks, all of us sharing our journeys and the experience with them. Like, it's awesome to see other people going through what I'm going through. So it was very great for me to see on the YouTube community, like, okay, like there's other people with this journey doing it different ways. Like, it's insane. Like, you can learn so many things about locks, and as well as being able to like go up to individuals I didn't know in person, like go up to them and be able to like freely talk about locks, but like I was mentioning, like another point I made was the gift of meeting new individuals, even though only through the internet, YouTube community. But because we all had this remarkable journey in common, a community was formed and everyone was very supportive of each other. And it allowed me to see that there's still loving people out there in the world. And lastly, like being able to know a few new friends out there, because we all had these similarities going on right now. What I'm looking forward for my first, not my first, I'm sorry. What I'm looking forward for this upcoming year, now that my first year of locks are, are at that point, is, I'm blanking out, sorry guys. Is how long my locks are going to grow, and seeing how it's slowly progressed to the length it is now, what I'll be able to see that'll be in the next year for my 2-year update. Of course, they'll forever keep changing and how they want to form and look, but they can now be looked at and say, okay, yeah, that girl definitely has some locks. And now that that whole forming aspect is done, I'm thinking for this upcoming year I want to start measuring my locks. I'm going to measure whatever longest lock I have besides Halanina, the first one, the mother of locks, as we like to call it, my boyfriend and I. Besides this one, because this one's going to be the longest one that started the natural process is, I'm going to measure that, and I'm going to continue measuring my hair throughout the year as it grows, so I'm trying to crack my back. So like, what are you doing? Okay. Sorry if you guys don't like cracking, but I crack my back and a whole bunch of other parts all the time because it feels good to me. Dancer life. Yeah. Anyways, what else? I am very, very, very thankful to have a partner in life that I adore and love, that also admires my locks and was very supportive in my journey. You know, if anyone's looking towards starting this journey and you're with someone, hopefully you have someone that does support your decision in doing locks, regardless of how you start them. But it was nice to have Jeff this whole first year and like the many years to come for us, because, you know, he helps me clean my locks. It's a struggle to wash them. Even though they're short right now, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when they're super long. But, you know, it's helpful to have a partner that wants to be involved with your locks and like buys things for them. You know, because it shows interest in like, oh, like here's like a little charm for you for your locks. Like it's just really nice to have a partner that's loving and supportive of them, you know, besides myself. What else? Oh, and then like that also loves my natural state, and you know, it's awesome. It has been incredible to gain the knowledge of locks, but also to have people come up to me as well, besides me going up to others, and ask me about locks and like, you know, all the stereotypes that come with them, like correcting people so they understand more about locks and are not misinformed from what most of society has said about them. So that was a treasure to me, like, to be able to do that, you know, being that, you know, I'm not a certain race that most people direct it towards having locks. I think that's silly to do. And I'm not going to get into the whole aspect and that whole controversy like I was mentioning earlier that locks have, but being able to be like a Spanish white descent with locks, to explain to other people that have thought, you know, maybe negatively about them, to correct them and like just say like, hey, you know, this is not what you think, you know. It's really nice to spread that knowledge with other people, you know. Slowly maybe just give the public more knowledge about them and like hopefully accept them more in the future. Who knows, but you know, you gotta start somewhere, right? and yeah, my locks have definitely given me an amazing first year, and I definitely treat them like my little babies, and I touch them all the time because I'm always excited to learn how they're forming and like what they feel like today. And yeah, I'm really glad where I'm at with my locks, since it's been a whole year, and now that I've had them and have done it for the year, and you know, I'm still learning new things every day about them. It's been nice since what I mentioned in my very first lock video about how I want it to be a year from now, like much happier and like doing the things that I want it to do to make myself happy, and like allowing that. Sorry. It's definitely been an enlightening period for me, and you know, I can only go up from here. Much more growth to still show off, and I'm glad that I've met a lot of individuals like I mentioned, and I don't know, I'm still definitely going to keep up with these videos. Probably not like every month like I did the first year, but definitely showing off any major changes. And I don't know if I'm having like a period where I feel like I need to discuss something, like I'll post a video. I'm hoping that this year I can start putting out more videos with other things going on in my life. It's just finding the time since I have 2 jobs, but it's okay. It's 2017. Happy New Year, guys, by the way. And I hope everyone's getting off to a great start and following their New Year's Eve goals that they've said. And it's okay if you didn't. New year, new you, right? You can restart again. And I don't know, this upcoming year is like, I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like a lot of big things are coming my way for Jeff and I. And I don't know. You guys just have to stay tuned if you want. Thank you to all those that have been following my journey since the beginning or wherever you guys started. But thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I appreciate it a lot. Now I do want to just start showing off some of the things that I've gotten accessory wise for my hair, show off my locks, and then just talk about 2 items that I'm using for my hair right now. So here we go. Item that I picked up for my locks that I've been using for several months now, I just never mentioned it. Jeff thought to come up with the idea, he was like, listen, like when I'm washing your locks, I don't really feel like I'm actually cleaning them. I know this shampoo is different because it has to be residue free, but it just still doesn't feel like I'm actually getting into them. So he's like, there's got to be something that I can buy where I can really feel like I'm getting to the scalp and everything. So we went to Walmart one night, and then we were just shopping in the bath section, I guess, and he found this exfoliating glove, right? It comes as a pair, but I can't find the other one right now because we were drying them. So I'm just going to show you the one. But basically, what we do is we just put on the glove. I take the shampoo, which, like I've been telling you guys, I've been using Dollar Lock shampoo. This scent is the Nag Champa scent. It's a very beautiful, earthly scent, and they have a bunch of other scents that you guys can get, whatever you guys like. Check out their website. They're freaking amazing. And I have also used their deep cleaning for the locks before. I showed you guys that video for one of my updates. But yeah, so you just take the shampoo, put it on the glove. Jeff likes to put a little bit of water, take the 2 gloves together, go like this, and then he just like forms it a little bit. And because it's an exfoliating glove, like you can like scratch your scalp with it, and it really gets down to it and like cleans it. So we picked this up and we've been using it every time I clean my locks. It definitely feels like it gets a lot of dirt and stuff, whatever wants to be in my locks that day. Because I work a lot, so I'm sweating and whatnot. So yeah, that's been very helpful to have. And then my mom for Christmas got me these like cute little pins, and I have more than just 3, but I'm just showing you these. And they're like little pins, and you just like go like this. And they're stay in your hair. And they're totally adorable because I love sunflowers. So thank you, Mom, for those. That's a cute little hair accessory I have for them now. And then Jeff for Christmas had his coworker make these for me, which she put a lot of detail in them. They're beautiful, but they're all different lengths. Oh, some confetti on it. They're all different lengths, as my locks grow. I wore the long one yesterday, but basically it's a scrunchie, and this is the beaded work, and spirals are pretty freaking awesome. You just put it around the lock if you want, or you don't even, these are not even having to be made for locks. Like anyone that wants these stuck in their hair, they can put them, just tie it around, put it down, and it just dangles from your hair. So it's another cool hair accessory that I got for Christmas. And I don't have any other accessories yet, but I definitely want to start ordering more. I wanted to make sure my locks were like pretty decently formed before I put it any other accessories. Now that I've reached the year, I'm definitely going to order some, and I'll show you guys them whenever I order some and slowly put them in my hair. I'm not going to go insanely crazy at first, even though I want to. I'm just going to chill and wait and slowly add some hair accessories in whenever I can. And then, I don't know if it will happen within this year, but, you know, I definitely had thought about coloring my locks and right from the beginning, because I'll show you guys all the photos again, but I've had my hair colored, and it was like a lot of fun when I was working at the hair salon. So I kind of want to color them, and now that I feel like they're at a year, if I do decide at some point during this year to color them, like, I feel like now that they're solidly formed, I can do it now. So, I don't know. Maybe one day you'll see a lock update from me saying I colored them. But yeah, guys, that's basically what's going on. I hope you guys stay tuned for many more lock journey videos. And thank you guys for tuning in. Love you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.